6 o'clock.
Just read what? Stand, pledge allegiance, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Ackerman? Mr. Berestecky?
Here.
Mrs. Brice?
Here.
Mr. Greco? Mr. Ackerman? Here. Mr. Thompson? Here. Mr. McDowell?
Here.
Okay. Mr. Pavelko?
And this time,
Solicitor Toprani?
Mr. President, before you move on to the agenda, there is one bid for opening tonight. I just received it from the Borough Administrator.
I just want to make an announcement right now.
Sure, sorry.
Right now, I'd like to have a moment of silence for a member of Donora Borough who passed away, and he was a lifelong member of the council here for over 20 years. A moment of silence, prayer for Mr. Tony Menendez. Okay, thank you. I'd also like to announce that I guess the family has asked for some things of the borough, and I believe that all of the councilmen are on board with that. Anything that we could do for the family, we'll do. So that all they have to do is just call down here and just say what they want, and it's a done deal. All right, thank you. Let's move on.
Mr. President, can we handle the opening of bids now?
Yes.
So it looks like we received one sealed bid. It's for the upgrade, demolition, and recycling, demolition of 647 and 649 McCain Avenue, received on November the 8th at 12:55. Again, this is a bid submitted on behalf of Upgrade Demolition and Recycling LLC concerning the demolition and removal of 647, 649 McCain Avenue, includes labor, cost of equipment, waste disposal, capping of utility lines, removal of a foundation 1 foot below grade, and backfilling of lot to match surround grade. Does not include testing of any hazardous materials or hallways. The amount of the bid is $80,462.50. I'm sorry, $80,462.50. So if council would wish to accept that bid, make a motion.
Did I say something?
He also was not submitted with any, doesn't seem to have proof of insurance or anything.
So all those would have to fall into place before we can agree upon it, right?
I would say so.
Try to add that this company is based here in Donora, and the owner is a property owner and doesn't live in Donora.
One of each.
Irregardless of who it is, they still have to have insurance, right? Yeah, you ain't gonna let nobody tear something down and something's damaged, then you hire them, and then the borough will be liable for it.
Correct.
Okay, so, what's that? Yeah, so. All right.
we're gonna have an assessment of the, all the contaminants, right, before we get started.
Got it, yeah. Agenda items, Mr. Brice.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like to thank the residents of Donora, the taxpayers of Donora for electing me as the councilman-elect. And I also would like council to take into consideration that any motion moving forward, either tonight or, December 14th, that, maybe Councilman-elect Brice, Councilwoman-elect Pavelko, along with myself, we have some input with that, because come January, we can overturn any motion that you make this month or next month. So please take that into consideration. Also, are you having a budget meeting to go over the line item by line item for the 2024 fiscal year? Because I know myself, I'd like to be a part of that. Councilman-elect Brice and Councilwoman Pavelko-elect would probably like to be a part of that budget process as well. Just like to have you take that into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Finance. Okay, request motion to approve the October 12th meeting, 2022 meeting minutes.
So.
Roll call.
Second.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Berestecky, second by Mr. Szakal to approve the minutes of the October 12th, 2023 meeting. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky,
Yes.
Mrs. Brice, Mr. Szakal,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. McDowell,
Yes.
yeas carried 4-1. Two absent.
And Mr. Szakal, finance, please.
Payroll report for the month of October 2023, the total payroll for the month was $60,817.48. The treasurer's report for the month of October, balance in all checkings as of October 1st, 2023 is $1,361,276.57. The total receipts are $60,813.97. Temporary investments as of October 1st, 2023 is $454,287.55. Total funds available is $1,876,378.09. Total expenditures are $261,650.52. Temporary investments as of October 30th, 2023 is $453,606.73. Balance in all checkings as of October 30th, 2023 is $1,160,440.02. I'd like to make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky to accept the treasurer's report as read. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky,
Aye.
Mrs. Brice,
Yes.
Mr. Szakal,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. McDowell.
Yes.
5-0, two absent, yeas carried.
The bill report for the month of October, the total bills for the month are $204,016.99. I'd like to make a motion to approve the bill report as read.
Second.
So.
I have a motion to approve the bill report as read by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky,
Aye.
Mrs. Brice,
Yes.
Mr. Szakal,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. McDowell,
Yes.
and yeas carried 5-0, two absent.
tax report for the month of October. Total monies collected was $11,703.33. The commission was $585.17. I'd like to make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as read. The tax collector's report as read.
Have a second? A motion by Mr. Szakal, have a second? A motion by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky. Tax report is read. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Aye.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Yeas carried 5-0, 2 absent.
I have a motion to approve Schneider Downs' proposal for forensic audit.
We're gonna have to table that. That wasn't a bid, it was just a letter, and it wasn't about what we wanted.
No problem.
Motion to approve resolution for approval of new public works garage project.
Second.
Motion to approve the resolution for the Public Works Garage project by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Aye.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Yeas carried 5-0, 2 absent.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution to apply for $1 million LSA grant for PA State and for $500,000 LSA grant from Washington County for new public works garage project.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky, to approve the LSA grant from PA State, $500K, and LSA from the Washington County for a new public works garage. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Yeas carried 5-0, 2 absent.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution for Borough equity injunction up to $100,000 for new public works garage project.
Second.
Motion for resolution to approve $100,000 for the equity injection for the new public works garage by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Yeas carried 5-0, 2 absent.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Compliance Field Services Incorporated as asbestos survey provider and project management service for demolition project. That would be 647 McDowell. I should probably include the address in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Good.
Have we used these people before?
They're referred by our solicitor.
We haven't used them here, no.
You worked with them before and others?
Yeah, they're.
You missed the last, you weren't here last time. Yeah, they've done a lot of projects before from what they told us. Basically, they're not actually the people who are gonna be doing the hauling away and dumping. They're gonna be overseeing this project to make sure things are going where they're supposed to be. Asbestos,
Can we
the
bid
whole-
that out or I mean, we just asked?
I don't know how many companies actually do that. I remember when we were doing the project up there at, the old dump. Do you remember who the people were that overseen that, Mayor?
But what they'll do, they'll go in and identify
Yeah.
all the problem areas, and then they will, let the contractor know what has to be, what is, bad, and what has to be put in different landfills and,
Well, it says in that, bid on that demolition that they don't do that asbestos
Yeah.
work. So does this company do the asbestos
No,
removal?
they do the study.
Okay, so we're paying them to just go in and find what's in there?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
gonna be an added cost for the removal of the asbestos? And how much are we paying them? It doesn't say.
Up to $10,000 is what they listed, and what they give you is not just the asbestos. They also do lead paint, verification, the hazard waste survey, and also a universal waste, survey conducted. And a clean fill, determination, what type of fill it is for what type of dump it would go to. So we're in compliance with all the environmental situations.
And project management, right?
Yes, they do that and they do the environmental. That's what they do. And then the explanation they gave us at the meeting, at the work session, was that if you're able to narrow down the scope for the people who do the actual tearing down of the structure, and they don't have to bid high in case there's asbestos or in case there's anything in there, then their bids come dramatically down to just construct, and they can roll in, knock the building down, just do that safely and haul it away safely for some specific area if contamination is discovered. This gives us safety, it gives us compliance, and it gives us a lower construction bid, which should be a lot less than the $10,000 they're gonna charge us for performing these services.
Okay, so just to be clear, you have an $80,000 bid to tear down the building. You had $10,000 for a project manager, and there still may be added costs for asbestos and contaminated removal. I just wanna be clear.
Correct, and we have 90,000 granted to us, and we're required to match whatever we spend of their money from DCED, so.
We'd have to bid it out again for asbestos.
Okay, we'd have to take another bid. I just wanna be clear.
Now, you rely on that survey to formulate the bid,
So they
and
can
then
tell you
they'll
how much they're
oversee.
gonna cost to get it
Right.
done. Okay, all right. Want a clarification, just.
I don't believe there's a second.
Yeah, there was a second, yeah.
Any second?
So moved.
I get a motion by Mr. Szakal, second by, Mr. Berestecky, to approve the compliance field services for asbestos at, 647 Kane Avenue. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
I'm gonna have to vote no because we don't know if somebody else can do it cheaper or not, correct?
We did not.
I gotta vote no.
Hey, Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
And the yeas carry 4-1 and 2 absent.
I got a motion to approve the new policy for council pay and all donations.
What is it?
It's just-
Second, you need a first and second before we can speak.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
Does anybody have a copy of the new policy?
We haven't drafted it yet. I was just made aware of it.
He
If
wasn't here last
council-
week either.
I wasn't at the meeting last Thursday.
Yeah, it wasn't here neither.
Gave me away, good, thanks. You would have thought I was here. Council adopts this, I'll work on a draft policy. What I would just do is call this an authorization to draft the policy. And basically what it would make is any donations to the borough or relinquishment of pay for donation or donated purposes, that couldn't be conditional or returned. That way, so we've had a couple issues,
Why?
obviously.
Yeah, what issue?
I think, Mrs. Ackerman originated the ball rolling on that.
All right, but council approved her return of her money, right?
They did.
All right. It's just a little bit late, don't you think?
Well, everybody's still gotta get paid for this year, so if you decide to give it back, then you can't come back 2 years later and say, I want my money.
Yeah, well, if you
This way,
wouldn't be
once
able
you say that you don't want it, then it's gone.
Well, see, it wasn't a problem until it became
I
a problem.
understand, so we're just going a little bit more into depth, so we don't run into the same problem again.
Well, in 2003, the borough was in a little bit of a jam. I talked council and the mayor into forfeiting their pay for 2003 in 2004, and nobody ever came back and said they wanted their money back. Just saying.
Well, they did this time, so if it happens one time, you don't want it to happen again this way. Because whatever the reason was, council approved it, you got your pay and Ms. Ackerman got her pay, so.
Well, see, I wouldn't have wanted my pay if you didn't give her a pay.
Well, it doesn't make a difference what the reason was, you still got it.
It does make a difference what the reason was. Call spade spade, call it
Well,
what it was.
whatever the reason was, you got
You
it.
were trying to reimburse her for her taking taxpayers' money. Just tell it like it is.
I have a second.
It's been seconded.
I'm sorry, I had a motion by Mr. Szakal, second by Mr. Berestecky. Roll call, please, on this, sir.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mr. Brice?
No,
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Any against, carried 4-1 and 2 absent.
I know what's going on with Ted and Steve, you wanna talk about it, or?
Yeah,
table it.
what I would recommend
Can't just
council
table
do,
it.
just to, what I think you should do is perhaps schedule either a workshop, budget meeting, and then adopt it at a special meeting at the end of December.
Okay, we'll find out when Mr. Thornton has time, and I believe Mr. Brice wants to meet with him, Mr. Perrotta wants to meet with him, and,
They could reopen
Council
the budget
lady,
in January if they want.
elect,
They could vote to reopen it, they don't have to do it.
Pavelko. So,
You have to amend
get in
the
touch with you,
budget
you guys
by
wanna
the
show
end
up
of the
for it?
It's, be reminded that we have to meet the December 31st deadline.
year. Yeah, they have to have
Again, it
budget.
could be readdressed in January.
Can we try to get a meeting now? You know what I mean, so we can go over the budget with them and everybody? Can we set a date? We need so many days, right?
Once you have a meeting, you have, I can't recall the exact number of days.
28.
Right, so if you schedule a meeting the next week or so for a budget workshop, you can post it at the December meeting, adopt it, and then I think you would have enough time to do a special meeting at the end of December. I think last time we encountered the situation, we had the meeting, I believe it was on December 28th. I don't know how the calendar falls this year, assuming that's a weekday, we look. Yeah, so the last date to submit it would be Friday the 29th.
Are we able to maybe schedule this during our regular workshop?
Okay.
Have it that way rather than having a special meeting where we're having, December's gonna be a busy month for everybody, I'm sure of that.
I'd
So
suggest.
rather than having all these meetings in December, try to, maybe our regular workshop, which would be the first Thursday of December, combining that and maybe having the,
Post it for 10 days and have your adoption.
budget workshop too, the same day.
It's gonna be a long meeting.
Or you
It's
can
gonna
just.
be a long meeting regardless.
That'll take it all the way to December 7th.
Correct, then you'd have to post it for 10, so that you get to the 17th.
So that'll be enough time,
Yeah.
7th is the next meeting,
the workshop, or,
we can't vote at the workshop.
You could advertise the vote at the workshop. Yeah, we advertise the vote at the workshops. So I mean, if you call it a special workshop meeting for the budget, in theory, you could read the budget, have a meeting, discuss it, vote to adopt it, immediately post it. 10 days later, you can have your actual vote on it. So if you don't wanna have a special meeting in December, you can delay or postpone the regular voting meeting and just move it. I mean, either way, you're gonna have to advertise for a special meeting or move the December meeting if you do it that way.
no matter what, though, you still have to have that meeting at the end of the year.
Correct.
That'll be the 29th.
Yeah, you could do it either Thursday the 28th or Friday the 29th.
29th is a Friday.
Right, so you could do it either of those 2 days. I'd suggest you do it Thursday the 28th, and that way you could report it to DCD the 29th. Somebody will be working in Harrisburg.
We could have had a budget meeting last month or the month before to talk about the budget, and that would have eliminated all this. But we weren't included, we didn't have them.
Alright, we're gonna table that. Health and sanitation, report, Mrs. Brice.
Okay, sanitation report for the month of October 2023. Monies collected during October, $7,603.81. Year to date, $409,195.84. Delinquent sanitation fees to the magistrate, $118.16. Year to date, $4,345.74. Fine sanitation fees collected through the magistrate, $464.02. Code enforcement building permits for October 23, permit 0, permit fee 0, construction 0. Registration fee report for month of October 2023, permit fees $2,245, year to date $27,130. Rental inspection fees for October 2023, $100. Year to date total $2,350. Occupancy fee report for the month of October 2023, $250 for October. Year to date $1,350. Street opening fees for the month of October 2023, street opening 0, year to date 61. Street openings for the month of October 0, year to date $4,000. And that concludes my reports. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Brice. Community Affairs Municipal Building, see, you wanna read that, Mrs. Ackerman's report, please?
About
I'll read Tommy's
recreation.
I'll be on the page, please, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Recreation, Mr. Thompson.
Okay, my report is money collected during the month of October is $275. Year-to-date total is $10,695. And I talked to Mr. Wojtek probably a week ago on the pavilion out at Palmer Park. That was last week. He thinks in 2 weeks at Jamie will have something for us to look at, and hopefully maybe we can approve at that time. So I'll probably give him a call first of the week to see what's up with that.
But he's gonna have something where we can look and see how the pavilion's gonna look.
Correct.
All right, thank you, Mr. Thompson. Mrs. Ackerman, you wanna read that report, please?
Sure, on behalf of Mrs. Ackerman, the banquet hall report for the month of October 2023. Monies collected during the month of October, $700, year-to-date total $2,350. That's the end of that report. See, there are two motions, so we need a member of council to make the motion. But the first motion is to nominate and approve a borough representative to serve on the Mid-Mon Valley Transit Authority Board for the term of January 2024 to January 2029, 5-year term.
Okay, well, that seat is not vacant yet. And we did not get to read all the letters of interest.
Table it. Just
I'll
table it.
table it.
No motion. The next motion, the council member would have to adopt it. It's a motion to approve the cleaning and waxing of the rental hall floor. There's not an amount specified.
And then we have to get bids for that.
All right, so it would be a motion to seek bids. Is there a member of council who would make a motion to seek bids for?
I make a motion to, seek bids for the cleaning and waxing of the, rental hall floor.
Have a second?
So what was the motion?
It's a motion to seek bids for the.
I second.
Okay.
Okay, I have a motion for the, yeah, motion to approve the, to get a bid on the cleaning and waxing of the rental hall floor by Mrs. Brice, seconded by, Mr. Thompson. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
The yeas have it, 5-0, 2 absent.
highways and streets, Mr. Berestecky, please.
Okay. At this current time, I would like to make a motion to approve advertising in the hiring of a part-time laborer for the street department.
Second.
Got a motion by Mr. Berestecky, second by Mr. Szakal, for the hiring of a part-time, street department worker. Roll call, please.
Excuse me, could I have a question?
Go ahead, yes,
Dean,
go ahead.
do you have somebody in mind? Do you have applications?
At this time,
No? Okay. Go ahead. All right.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Zach?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Is carried 5-0 to yes.
Okay, my other motion is to approve purchase of appropriate trailer for the mini excavator, approximately $8,500.
Again, my question, Dean, do you have one in mind? Do you know what we're purchasing?
I did a look in on a trailer,
Uh-huh.
okay, and, it was through that Tommy Trailer Sells.
So
up
it's
in
not
Berkeley.
Co-Stars?
What's that?
It's not Co-Stars?
They're telling me that, they said they qualify for CoStar pricing, but they didn't give me no definite. But no, I'm gonna tell you
Well,
right
I say
now,
if it goes over 10,000, it has to be bid out if you
Yeah.
don't use Co-Stars.
yeah, everywhere else that I priced this trailer, I was getting prices like anywhere from 11 to 12, 13,000. And then when I talked to Thom Trailers, they told me, they says, they do CoStar pricing, and I said, well, this is under CoStar. I didn't get a straight answer, but
Okay, well.
I was shocked at the price she gave me on the trailer.
Okay, you don't have a trailer to carry that around?
No, the trailer we have, it's insufficient, it's something you can only use on the triaxle,
Okay.
okay, it won't pass
So
inspection.
you've been driving it to where you need it to work?
Well, I was able to use the triaxle to haul it, I don't have the triaxle now. And this trailer here will allow 550 dumps to haul it.
Okay, I'm just saying, it really can't exceed 10,000.
This trailer here is a 17,000-pound trailer, it's designed to go on for our 550s.
Okay, I'm just saying, hands are up. Because it says approximately
Oh, I'm sorry.
8,500.
Yeah,
May I please remind the council president and members of council that discussion should not take place until after there's been a proper second. I mean, Cindy, you did have good questions, but from this point on, please, no discussion until after someone makes the second.
So no, I have a second on this here,
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Berestecky, second by Mr. Zach. Well, I have a question, is this for a brand new one?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I have a question.
Yeah, that's all.
You say this is the only place you got a bit, price?
Well, like I called Smouses, and, I called another trailer sale place. I was getting quotes of 11 to like $13,000, $14,000.
Okay, where do we come up with 8,500?
They gave me actual price of $8,600
That,
on it.
pardon me?
She gave me a price of $8,600, and, no, this was all through Thom, okay? I asked these people to take the fax quotes, and thought one of them would do it.
Yeah, because if they fax your quote, now you're locked into it. They can tell you anything on the phone. Get you up there, once they get you up there, you got all these add-ons for it.
If they fax you a quote, you can go back 2 months later and say you quoted me this, that's why they don't fax it to you.
But they could.
The price has changed
Yeah,
now by
but,
the month.
yeah, but over the phone, they could, you could go up there and they could tell you anything. Because on the trailer, there are add-ons, there's lights on it, there's.
No, it comes with lights.
So if I vote yes on this, can you sit there and tell me we're not gonna pay
Can you tell?
any more than $8,600?
Well, if I go up there and they tell me it's more than $8,600, I'm gonna contact you people and let you guys decide. You know, I'm not gonna say, oh, well, I'm gonna spend more money. Yeah, which I can understand.
I mean, I'm just asking.
No, it's fine.
I mean, I don't wanna vote on something.
If it was $1 more than $8,600, I will come back and I will tell you, no, they want.
In the meantime, we already vote on it.
He said, he just won't get it.
We can vote
Yeah,
on
we'll get it. He'll bring it back
not
and
to
revote.
exceed a certain amount. I think, Mrs. Brice was telling us we can go
No, we're
over
tax exempt.
$10,000
Yeah, we're tax
before we
exempt.
have to go to,
Just amend it, to not to exceed
go
$8,600.
put it out for bid.
Just
So
amend the
we
motion.
could go up to $9,999.99, not to exceed that.
Can we amend the motion, Steve?
Yeah, I would just do it in an amount not to exceed, you know, that.
8,600 or
So,
something?
see, that was moved by Mr. Berestecky, so if you would move it, amended to an amount not to exceed 8,600.
Sure, I take that as a friendly amendment.
And, Mr. Zachary, you amend your second. And roll call votes in order.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky?
Yes.
Mrs. Brice?
Yes.
Mr. Szakal?
Yes.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. McDowell?
Yes.
Yeas carried, 5-0, 2 absent.
On behalf of Councilman Greco, this is the police report for the month of October ending 2023. Complaints answered 340, 1 ambulance escort and assist, 7 accident investigations, 11 burglary alarms, 4 lockouts for a total of 363 calls, year-to-date 2,426. For part 1, criminal offenses, theft, 3 reported, 3 cleared by arrest. Part 2, fraud, 2 reported, 2 cleared by arrest. Domestic complaints, 22, 15 cleared with arrest. DUIs, 3 cleared by arrest. Disorderly conducts, 2 cleared by arrest. For ordinance violations, 3 with 2 cleared by arrest. Total offenses reported 35, total arrests 27. Motor vehicle arrests 2 with 5 warnings. The mileage report, as stated for unit 6630, 677 miles. 6631, 835. Unit 1, 667. Young Mark does not move. 6633 for 631, and unit 6634, no miles. Total 2,810 miles for the month. Overtime for the month, $6,589.77. Year-to-date, $75,872.15. Court time, $4,721.88. Year-to-date, $5,120.94. For your monthly total, $11,311.65. Year-to-date, $80,993.09. There were 2 $10 parking tickets paid for a total of $20. Revenue, other police revenue from reports, 165. Revenue from magistrate fines, 203, for a total of 368.49. Revenue from other sources, including parking, $240 for permits, for a total for the month of all revenue received, $608.49. That is the end of the police report for the month. There is one motion that's listed in the agenda, which would require adoption by a member of council. It reads, a motion to approve the amendment of the rules and regulations regarding the hiring of a part-time police officer per the Civil Service Commission's recommendations on October 31st, 2023, and I believe that's in the nature of waiving the testing requirements for part-time police officers.
That is correct.
Do we have a copy of that, Steve?
There's not an actual amendment. This would just be an amendment on this basis for 1 round of hiring.
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
I'll second it, but I got questions, that's the reason I seconded it.
Okay, good.
What did we amend it?
So my understanding is from getting attendance at the Civil Service Commission meeting on October
Can you
31st.
speak up?
I don't have a microphone, it's functional, I'm sorry. There was a recommendation made,
Hey,
there was a recommendation made on October 31st at a meeting of the Civil Service Commission that they waive the testing requirements in order to attract some applicants for part-time police employment.
But what are we amending though? I don't understand. To amend what? The
You amend the
ordinance?
existing ordinance.
The ordinance is 1440-22. It doesn't state anywhere in there that we have to test civil service for part-time.
It does too.
The ordinance does not.
It does too.
The ordinance does not. Then I went back to the rules and regulations of the Civil Service Committee. It does not state it either. It states in there patrolman. When you go back to the beginning of the book, it's patrolman is a full-time police officer. It doesn't state
Patrolman is defined
anywhere.
by the contract.
It doesn't state anywhere, but, cause I went and got the ordinance, I went and got the rules and regulations, looked at it myself, because it says keep coming up, nobody else did it. You do not have to test part-time officers, it's not located in either one of them.
Okay, but we did have an ordinance in 2004 that said that, because in 1998, when they started hiring, the rule was you had to give the civil service test to a part-time worker in 1998. By 2004, there was an ordinance that was written by council that said part-time police did not have to take the civil service test. It was an ordinance. Well, the new ordinance that we passed, or you passed last summer.
I wasn't there.
Okay, yes, you passed a new ordinance in July, and you passed an ordinance, and it said that full-time and part-time must take the civil service test. Neal, is that what you were told?
Yeah, but Mr. Greco.
Yes, that was direct.
Yeah, it's not true, it's ordinance 1440, all it does is establish the Civil Service Committee. It will
No,
not
that was
make-
April, no, that was the one they put in April.
1440-22.
Yes, that was the
I never
ordinance.
saw the ordinance, I just knew.
That was the
Nobody
ordinance
has, that's what I'm
in
telling you
April.
right now, I just got it
There were
yesterday.
two ordinances passed in that year.
One establishes the civil service, and then the civil service rules and regulations that we're gonna take effect. There's nowhere to state anywhere in there that you're gonna take the test part-time. So there's nothing to amend. We can vote to amend
It
it.
most certainly does. It's the wrong ordinance.
Steve, you wrote the
Come on, you wrote it,
ordinance,
Steve.
did it say that in there?
No,
You wrote it, Steve.
the ordinance just establishes the civil, it just gives them
No, that
authority.
was the April ordinance. You passed an ordinance in July that gave the hiring and firing power to the Civil Service Commission.
Yes.
And it said
No
you
way.
must take a civil service
There's no
test
way.
for part-time and full-time. There were two ordinances.
They can't
You have
hire
the
and
first
fire.
one.
They can only make recommendations, and we don't even have to listen to it.
No, that's not true. That's not.
it is.
oh, No, you gave them power to
They
hire.
have no
and fire.
authority to hire and
Why
fire
don't we
anybody.
just
You are
table until we
wrong.
find out?
I did.
You
find
are
it.
wrong.
Look at it.
Steve,
There was two ordinances.
I forgot about my, I showed you right now. It's in my truck, I'll show you.
Steve, tell them.
hold on, now let Mr. Toprani try and find that, if not, we're gonna go ahead and just table that.
There's no testing.
No, we can't. No, there's two ordinances. One was April, one was July.
I make a motion to table until we find out.
I think this is a conversation really without an end. What council can simply do without changing any ordinances whatsoever is just make a resolution to hire part-time officers for a one-time opportunity without testing requirements. Absolutely. Thank you for your time to visit.
And that if we,
I forgot.
We only passed two. One was in regard to the Civil Service Commission, and one was in regard to the testing. And I'll give both tomorrow, and I'll give them to the newspaper if she wants them.
1440-22.
There was two.
I make a motion to table until we find out.
Second.
table.
Alright,
You're out of a police officer.
no help this month.
Did you advertise?
No help this month.
You're out.
I don't advertise it because of Mike.
We didn't make a motion to advertise for part-time. Shouldn't that have been on the agenda?
No.
I was waiting for it to get resolved.
So you can't hire anybody without a motion anyway.
No, he can take applications if they come in and take the test.
Chief, you have any applications?
I had one, he wanted to wait forever, this was all resolved.
Yeah, he was trying to wait for the Says you have to take the test.
Just make a motion to hire him without a test.
Okay, what I'm saying is, the ordinance clearly states that they must take the test. You abolished the one in 2004 and said they didn't have to take the test. And it absolutely exists, because at the last meeting that Mr. Greco attended, we asked him, and he said, no, he wasn't gonna waive that. Only for full-time guys who already worked as a police officer could come work here if they interviewed with him.
He's one vote.
But I'm just saying, that's what he said.
He may have said it, but
Okay.
that doesn't bind council.
I just looked at it yesterday, I don't.
Well, nobody disputed him.
It doesn't say that.
Nobody disputed this whole time. We're working with 3 guys,
Right.
and nobody disputed this except for Cindy.
Then I think it'd be in order for council to make a motion to waive the testing requirement for the applicant.
Motion to table it, didn't second it.
Should've had my shirt on tonight.
So I guess what it comes down to is this, council would wish to hire a part-time officer, there's no application. Deal with that.
When this was all going down, it was stated that we could not hire anybody.
It also discussed that evening, civil service, that we could start advertising, testing.
Yes.
Okay. And we could also make a motion for that.
No, on the agenda.
I know it's not on the agenda, but we can do it for next month.
Hopefully by next month, we'll find out if there's an ordinance.
Everybody says there's an ordinance, but nobody has produced anyone to say they like.
You want me to walk up, Tom? Let me go get it?
Yeah, go get it now.
Motion to table it.
Get the minutes from the last meeting. It's the one that passed.
Oh, waiting for it.
This is a motion and a second. It was a motion and a second. Where's the vote?
Order. We're either gonna get order, I'm gonna join the meeting.
Adjourn it.
That's what you want?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got the mayor. Mayor, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. I just wanted to bring you all up on the speed on the 15th, light up night here in Donora. Donora is wonderful light up night. It's been going on for 15, this will be the 15th year. Dean has already, got a Christmas tree. They're gonna need, Santa Claus house and maid was set up there near the parking lot. The, electrical outlets, make sure they're working. The street's gonna be blocked off like it always has been, from 5 to 7, from 6 to 8. They will have, live nativity, petting zoo, horse-drawn buggy rides, entertainment for the children, DJ with music, and fireworks. And this is all put on by Donora's, small commemorative committee. Janet Balko, DeAnne, Pavelko, and, April Wyzinski, who is recuperating from her operation, so hopefully she'll be back in time. Now, in the past, I was told, that this wasn't a Donora event. This has been an established Donora event for 15 years. So, I wanna thank the ladies from the, small commemorative committee, and I hope you all come out and have a good time on the day after Thanksgiving.
24.
Mr.
thing I had a discussion with Mr. Thornton and the mayor, before the meeting tonight. I know this has come up in conversation a few times with the various boards that we have. I did receive a copy tonight of a list of all the appointed members of the various commissions and boards underneath the borough's jurisdiction. My thought would be is to review this as a council and perhaps go through the list, make sure that it's accurate, make sure that there's identify any unexpired terms, and more particularly expired terms, and then that we can present that vacancy report to the incoming council in January, so they can appoint and bring these boards up to full membership. I know there's probably vacancies coming up on planning. Parks and Rec is one where this council actually just appointed its full board earlier this year. But Code Enforcement Board of Appeals, there's a number of other boards, Zoning Board of Appeals, where we have to do complete appointments. So my thought is let's review that, maybe work with Mike and the mayor to go through it, identify vacancies, and then provide a detailed list to the incoming council of which boards have openings on it.
Great.
Just a thought.
To review, okay.
This is actually the first time I've seen this list, which is.
Okay, can we do this new business thing down here, please? Mike, wanna read that one, new business?
New business, discuss possible priority use for CDBG 2024 funding of $181,380 as replacement of front stairs, ramps, and walls of the Borough building. That's one suggestion I made regarding the safety up front. Decisions have to be turned in to Nathan Wojtek by November 30, so we can't wait for another meeting. We make our minds up how we want to spend this money on projects. One I know that needs done is the very front stairs by the alley entrance to the parking garage. The walls are in a state of disrepair and danger of coming down. And Nathan said it does qualify for a CDBG project. That's one suggestion. I don't have a cost associated with it. I'd have to go with Nathan to get that. And if there's other funds beyond that, of course, they can spend on other projects.
Mike, when you say decisions need to be submitted by November 30th, does those decisions have to be approved by members of council? Must there be a motion made and voted on?
When we get it here.
So these are just a wish list that we're submitting to?
What I think you should do
He
is.
wants viable projects presented to him for their approval. So they say they do qualify, they definitely need CDBG type projects.
Okay.
So we need to throw the ideas to him.
And that comes back to us for approval?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I say we ask them for, fixing the stairs. If we don't get approved for that, how about playground equipment throughout the borough?
Yeah, can we get a playground up on First Street
Can we
somewhere?
see other
There's no playground, there's no playground up on the hill, no, nobody gets a playground.
Playground where?
Up on the hill on First, like,
Well,
no,
we can't put a playground on that lot.
well, I know that, but I'm saying there's no playground up on the hill for none of the kids.
We can't. I mean,
Yeah, I know about that.
You have another property, you have another place. My thing is general.
Yeah.
Playground equipment, no specific place.
Yeah.
I didn't say Promontory, I didn't say 7th Street. I'm just saying in general that we should make our decision after we get money approved. So that's my two. If you wanted to check on the ramp and the walls, I'm all for it because it looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
But I think we should also ask if something could be used for playground equipment. That's mine.
So if anybody has any wish list for what Mike's talking about, turn it in.
Right before the end of the month.
Before the end of the month.
Revisit that yet? So we
We only have until the 30th. We're not gonna have a meeting until the 30th. We don't submit it by the 30th for some of the things that we
Just
want.
suggest some
Then you lose
ideas.
the money. It's not gonna be.
We put in playground equipment for next.
Well, we can't say, I'm not saying any one part. We're just giving general recreation. That's it.
Just a simple project.
Mike, can any of this money be used for demolition?
No.
Yeah, what about remodeling the police station?
That's a good idea.
Hasn't been done, so.
Okay, so that's our,
Well, why don't you give your suggestions to Mike? He can present them to council, or anybody that has, an idea what they wanna do with that money, or how they'd like to see it. Give it to Mike and council will look at it and we'll prioritize, how it should be spent.
Okay, Mr. Zappa brought this, ordinance down. And him and Mr. Toprani both said there's nothing in it that says we cannot hire part-time
Let me
employees.
see what it says.
Let's just make the motion now and advertise. Just gives authority to the civil service board. And I looked at the rules and regulations, it just states a patrolman, and then in the beginning it states a patrolman is a full-time officer.
That's pursuant to the
And,
contract.
and,
No, this is only about the civil service board.
yes,
Okay, there's another ordinance that gives them the right to hire and fire.
there can't be, because it would.
It is.
You would just amend that ordinance, you would never write another ordinance for civil service, you would amend that one.
This was to end, listen, this was to get rid of all previous civil service activity.
Yep.
And then there was a new civil service thing. There is another ordinance
Yeah.
there is.
I think I may have that.
We did it in July. And then, you know what? Of course there is, because you passed that ordinance in July and you fired Jim Brice in August.
That's April 14, 2022.
No, this is April, exactly what I said. We did this in April. There's another ordinance up there that was passed in July that gave the power of hiring and firing to the Civil Service Commission. And 1 month later, the Civil Service Commission recommended, I'm just telling you, there's another ordinance, it exists.
Well, Mrs. Brice, I'll put you in charge of finding
I'll
that.
find, I'll go.
It is there, you'll find it.
Okay, I'll find it. Yeah,
Okay, but
because
until that.
I don't know why Mr. Toprani isn't saying it exists, because you did it.
I don't.
You wrote it. That just covers the Civil Service Commission.
That's
That does not cover.
But you said, which is correct, but if you're saying we gave separate power to them,
Yes.
you would have to amend this to do so.
No.
This lays out all
No,
these,
shake your head, Steve.
this,
No.
this lays out all the authority of the Civil Service Commission.
No.
This is all they're allowed to do.
Absolutely not.
Hey, come on now.
There's
We're not getting anywhere.
There's not a separate
Mine
ordinance.
is-
There is.
Yeah,
We're not getting
We have to
anywhere.
amend this.
Nobody's producing anything that
Go
says
get the
yea or
minutes
nay.
from July.
So hopefully we can find this ordinance
You
that
had-
clarifies everything.
It's
Right
It's
now,
right there in front of you. It's
yeah,
right
she
here.
said, Mrs. Brice is saying there's
I'm
another.
telling you, Steve, I'm telling you.
I haven't seen it.
Yes.
Okay, well then, if there isn't, it should be there. What's gonna happen if you can't find it?
Well, tell me that's not nothing. That gives the powers to hire and fire.
I have a motion here,
Yes,
Mr. President.
Go ahead.
I would like to read this motion. Motion to advertise for the hiring of a part-time police officer without testing or examination by the Borough's Civil Service Commission. So moved.
Hey, Fred, could you amend that?
There'd be an amendment.
They should have had their, civil service at another, this is to hire cops that are cops someplace else.
Yes.
So that now, a brand new guy out of the academy, we wouldn't hire.
I thought for a part-time status, but a brand new guy out of the
That's what I
academy,
want.
he would have to take the civil service.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
So,
yes.
and
So he
then-
would be hired part-time.
You're wrong. You're 100% wrong.
Is that ordinance you
You
have
have
in
the
your
rules and
hand
regulations
repeal
on
any
your hand?
ordinances?
No, I didn't bring it.
Yes, it was.
Does it repeal any ordinances?
This one does, yes, it repeals all orders prior to this one is the only one that takes effect. So if there's
You said
another ordinance,
2004,
I can
does
run
it
home and get
list
it.
the numbers?
Good.
Every ordinance?
Mr. Berestecky made a motion. Do I have a second?
I second that. The man needs a police officer.
Thank you, Mrs.
Let's
Brice,
go.
thank you. I have a motion to hire, part-time officers, without taking the, civil service test. Motion by Mr. Berestecky, second by Mrs. Brice. Roll call, please.
Mr. Berestecky,
Yes.
Mrs. Brice,
Yes.
Mr. Zach.
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
What's this?
He's hired part-time police
What are we
officer.
amending? What are we amending?
We're not amending, we're just making a resolution.
Without taking civil
Yes.
service.
The state's the ones that repealed.
No.
I asked for a roll call, could I have a roll call, please?
Let's go get the minutes.
Mr. Berestecky,
Oh,
Yes, I think it's the second time, yes.
Mrs. Brice.
Yes.
Third time.
Mr. Szakal,
Yeah.
Mr. Thompson,
yes.
Mr. McDowell.
Yes.
Okay, yeas carried 5-0, 2 absent.
Of an ordinance.
Chief Rands, Chief Rands.
Well, that's the one I'm talking about. Let's go find it.
This is it.
Chief's report,
Nope,
please.
there you go, he read it in June.
There was one.
He read it in
This is
June.
it.
I didn't draft it, it was drafted by, the outside lawyers.
Oh, it was drafted by Gabriel Fair. Oh, okay, thank you.
That's why I thought
How much did that cost?
$723. Mayor, hard tax payer dollars.
Can we have order, Mr. President?
Come on, we're trying to get something here. I'll tell you what,
But it appears.
let's just move on from this.
Well,
right
can I just close the loop on this, if you don't mind, Mr. President? Just
Very
because
good.
I don't know if I'll find this again. So on June the 24th of 2022, there was an ordinance that was sent by Stephanie Farah to Mr. Greco, which you can somehow copy of. I do not have the attached ordinance, but it was noted, Mr. Greco filed an ordinance for consideration next week, Stephanie. So that,
Did we
Whether
vote
that
on
was-
that, Steve?
What did it say?
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Thompson, I don't recall if we did that at that time. But that's
With it.
who
Would
it
it be in the
prepared.
minutes?
Yes,
Yes.
it would be in the minutes. Why don't, that's why I don't.
So that's why we'll start, Mike, we'll go back to that meeting, see what was said and see what we voted on.
Well, I don't know if you know it, but it was written and it was read.
Yeah, but we still have to vote on it.
In July. It exists. Yeah, it does.
Okay, let's move on.
Let's go.
Let him alone.
Chief Rands, can I have a report from you, please?
All I have to say is, thank you for letting us hire some part-time. But it's gonna take a while to build our department, build our department.
Yeah. All neighborhoods are in the same.
I have some suggestions that I'll relate to you later.
Come on, now we're trying to run a meeting. This ain't a all out, everybody just talks when they want to talk. Come on, now at least be respectful of everybody else.
He was explaining something.
Well, he's not supposed to be explaining when somebody else is talking, and it's rude. I give everybody a chance to say anything they want.
That's what I'm saying
You know
about
what I mean?
rude.
To say anything they want, and without even jumping in. Mr. Rands, Chief Rands was talking, I wanna hear him, just like everybody on the panel.
Why are you yelling at Cindy?
I'm not yelling, I'm yelling at everybody. I'm yelling at everybody.
I have nothing for you.
All
Mr.
that,
Rands.
he had nothing else.
Mr. Fronzaglio.
I spoke with, West Penn Power, one concern about a telephone pole that they thought was replaced, which wasn't. It was supposed to be done since last February, and they're gonna take care of it. And, he asked me to do another sweep for, street lights that are out.
Oh, there's a bunch.
The guy did apologize, he says he knows they haven't been in town going much, because they're so short-handed, but he said he wanted an update list of what we have out. So I'm gonna have to make a sweep right next week.
So the residents, if they look in your neighborhood, if you have a street light that's out, call the office and get the location. And if you're real energetic, you go out there and get the numbers off the pole.
I've got
The one right across from U15, I really think that should be a priority because they have after-school class down there. And when they come out, it's dark when the parents
Yeah.
pick up the kids, so that would be a priority.
All right, so I'll put the office to learn that the office knows and the kids, please.
Then the concrete guys are supposed to be back this coming week to start, doing more of the sidewalks. You know, at least that's what she said last week, they will be back seeing them. Cause they wanna get all the sidewalks done here, you know, by Thanksgiving for everyone.
Hey, Dean, if they happen not to come back, can you call them and?
Well, if I don't see them here Tuesday, I'll call them.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then back to this, we are, on board with this for getting ready for light up night. We're gonna be starting Monday with, putting the wreaths up, getting the Santa shack up. We just couldn't do anything this week because, you know, being Veterans Day, you know, we have the flags up,
Right.
it'd be disrespectful. So we're gonna start Monday morning. Decorate.
That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Fire Chief Vince is here, Mr. Volpe. I'm sorry. I'm no reporter. How you doing? Mr. Volpe.
For the month of October, I issued 11 notices of violations, 7 of which were corrected. Conducted 8 occupancy inspections, 2 fire permits, issued 4 lien letters. I've been pretty regular down at the district court's office, working with getting restitution for the unpaid trash bills, unpaid tenant registration, and also some property maintenance issues that have gone to a magistrate level. If I could also just remind the residents, please, trash day is Tuesday and Thursday. To remind you guys to put the trash in an appropriate container, and not before 5 PM the night before. That is ordinance 1400. And also, if we could be a little bit mindful about our pets. We've had several instances where there's been dog waste directly in front of the municipal building. So, if we can just pay a little bit closer attention to our pets, that would be fantastic. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Volpe.
Excuse me, Mike, can I ask something about the garbage bills, real quick, about your past garbage bills, because, may I speak for a second? I just have one question about that, because I understand that when the borough office was closed, and there's a mix-up in these garbage bills, I paid, they want me to pay twice, I've already paid, and I got cited again. One came in my name and one came in my boyfriend's name, it was paid. And I told them that, and I still got sent a citation. So, yeah, for a garbage bill, it was a whole mix-up when the borough office was closed, you know, you had the whole mix-up and all that, I got sent out another bill for a garbage at my house when it was already paid. And I got a citation for it.
There should be some type of receipt or something
Yeah,
on
there
it.
should be a receipt in the computer
On the
system.
computer
They
system.
should be able to retrieve that.
Well, they couldn't, because all of
They
a sudden,
should. No,
when I called and
that's
asked,
true.
all of a sudden, they didn't have his name in there, they just had mine. He paid it in his name.
Okay, well, I'm saying that if they took a garbage bill, it is duly recorded into the computer system.
Yeah.
Because it spits out the totals on what was taken in.
It was paid, and it's not, it was paid in his name, and all of a sudden, his name disappeared, and my name popped up.
Okay, do you have a receipt?
It's his receipt, but we don't
Okay,
have
but I'm just saying
communication.
now, was he listed on, was he on the garbage list?
Yes,
I
he
go
was.
back to look at the garbage list.
That's what I'm saying, I kept getting a bill in my name and his name.
Well, like I said, then his name should be there.
And when I called and asked about it, they told me his name's not on there,
Okay,
which
well,
is a lie, because he got
I'll
sent
ask
bill
him
too.
tomorrow.
We'll look into that.
And that's all I'm gonna ask, is I'm getting paid double and I got a citation for it, that's what I'm asking.
We'll look into that.
There was a mix-up in the office and I'm getting paid double.
Okay,
The house number that.
Old business,
the old business I have.
I have a concern. Mike, if I can have your attention, please. I know several months ago, or I brought up about the cleaning of the outside perimeter, the walls and things.
Yes.
Can you give us an update where we are there, please?
Sure. Well, we elected not to go as a council through the expense of having a management consulting firm handle the details of that job. There are some exposures as to the pressure washed on the building, the amount of sealant, the type of sealant it needs for concrete, and the replacement and or the grade and quality of the caulking. I certainly don't have the expertise, is why I asked for management approval. In the past, I talked with our architect on the current job for the ballroom, and Kenny Kulak has actually done this project in the past on the building under a separate company. He used to work for something about McDowell Associates. He worked for Nathan's predecessor on DCD under contract, so there is a file out there that has the building's measurements and a lot of things. He said he could take over the management of the consulting of getting that job done on the outside for half the price that was already quoted to us. If he can get his hands on that file folder, which has a lot of the work already done. So that would save us at least $9,000. He's still in the search for that, as it wasn't his personal possession file. It's DCED's, and it was Kyle, a gentleman named Kyle, predecessor before Nathan Wojtek. So hopefully they have record of that file in there somewhere.
So what are we waiting for to get the ball moving?
That file, so we can use what's in there to cut down on the work required to manage the process.
Okay. All right.
That would save us the money.
Thank you. As soon as you hear something, please let us know so we can put it on the agenda.
Sure.
Thank you.
I think I got Donora, Smog, CC. Somebody wanna talk on that, or was that
No,
already
we're fine.
discussed? Somebody signed up there? Is that you?
No.
She said it's fine.
Oh, you're fine on that? Everything's good?
I just wanted to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry, come stand, yeah.
I just want to say thank you guys for acknowledging Tony with a moment of silence. We really appreciate that. And for maybe the consideration of allowing the wait to be at the Borough building.
Done deal.
If
Done deal.
Tony loves serving his country, and the only thing he loves more was serving Donora.
And on that note, I'd like to say, I spent my first election day without Tony. All the election days, Tony talked to me, told me, helped me, advised me, and I just want to say I truly missed him on Tuesday.
Move to adjourn.
Adjourn.